I think it's Tuesday, and we're cruising from Sawbridgeworth to Harlow today. The weather's a lot better, the rain has stopped. You can see how lush it still is. Little streams, rivulets, brooks, runoffs everywhere. And I thought I'd just say something about, you know, what are the differences between cruising on a canal and cruising on a river. And one of the big differences here is that the River Stort is extremely snaky, so you have to be very careful. Here we are, we're going around quite a sharp bend now coming up. You might be able to see it. Alright? So you've got to judge when to turn, not too soon, not too late. Another thing, I've just been hit by some low branches. That's another thing, and we should really take the chimneys off front and back. You see there's one chimney there, we need to replace that soon. And there's our other chimney smoking away at the front. And although there's a towpath, and you can see the towpath running down that way there is a towpath. Oh, hang on. Turning a bit late now, let's get back on target. Taking my eye off the ball. So although there is a towpath, you see it's all overgrown at the side, so you know it's very bushy, you don't quite know where the edge is, and as a result it's not always easy to moor up, and you can easily ground yourself. So if you look over there, you don't really know how deep that is, whether the boat will get grounded and so forth. So there are a few hazards. It is an absolutely beautiful river, the Stort, and I'm so pleased we came up here, and you just get a sense of the beauty of nature. But you cannot take your eye off the ball for a moment. You have to be super careful where you're cruising, what's coming up. A little bit further on we've got some very low bridges, so we have to make sure that everything's really flat on the roof, and of course that you duck, otherwise you'll crack your head. Anyway, the beautiful weather is looking good after all that rain. We have sun, it's lovely, and we're cruising to Harlow. Got another sharp bend coming up, so now is the time to push hard right. It works the reverse way. Push right and you turn left. And then also when you're cruising, it's when to stop pushing. So the boat's got a natural momentum now, so I'm just going to let it turn of its own accord. I don't need to push anymore. Here we have another bridge coming up. Now this is okay, it's not too low, this one. This is just a footbridge. And you see as we go under that every bridge is numbered, so you can tell by the number where you are on the canal waterways map. Which is quite handy to know where you are, because when you get out into the sort of lush wilderness, you can really forget where you are. You think you're just somewhere in nature. There's the number up there. River Stort navigation, bridge number 28. Here we go. It's looking nice up ahead. Another thing that happens with the river, of course, is that it narrows and widens. So it expands and contracts. And also you've got trees overhanging, that cuts down the width of the river as well that you've got to navigate in. But this is a nice stretch just here. It's quite wide, quite open. I can see well ahead. I think it's going to be a lovely day. Let's just look back a little bit. That's where we've come from.